Welcome to the official YouTube channel for the Colin Cowherd podcast. Go on, hit the subscribe button. There it is, so you don't miss any of our football content this season. It has been, if I might say, fantastic. All right, there's never been a night quite like this. On Friday, November 15th, Netflix and Most Valuable Promotions bring you the highly anticipated boxing mega event of the year. Jake El Gallo Paul will go toe-to-toe in the ring against Iron Mike Tyson. For a long time, the baddest man on the planet. When a disruptor challenges a legend, anything can happen. Also that night, a historic rematch between the Brave Bomber, Katie Taylor, and Amanda the Real Deal Serrano. The last time they met in the ring, history was made. Women's boxing was catapulted to new heights. Though these are the fights the world's been waiting for. Don't miss these epic showdowns. It is live from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Watch Paul versus Tyson, Friday, November 15th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Live on Netflix. You can also follow the road to the fight by watching Countdown, Paul versus Tyson, a 3-part documentary series beginning November 12th, only on Netflix. Okay, so the fight was originally scheduled for July 20th. And then it got moved back. Mike had a stomach ulcer and said he was throwing up blood. So they moved it back. I tend to think a pro athlete, 8 rounds, 2 minutes, 16 minutes of actual fighting, I would take the pro athlete over the hardworking, big tough guy, YouTuber, businessman who's worked his tail off to be I think a legitimate boxer in Jake Paul. Tyson is 58. He has not won a fight since 2003. I think he agreed to 2-minute rounds. I think that's an advantage for Tyson. He can come out swinging. I think if it was 10 3-minute rounds, I would take Jake Paul. But I think the advantage for Tyson is a shorter fight and shorter rounds specifically. You've watched UFC fights, even the best fighters in their prime. You can get gassed by the end of these rounds, right? And UFC has longer rounds, obviously. The 3 rule changes for the fight, and you can tell me who you think they benefit. The boxers will wear 14-ounce gloves instead of 10-ounce gloves. Probably an advantage for Jake Paul. Bigger gloves for Tyson. The rounds are 2 minutes instead of 3. That's an advantage for Tyson. And the fight only goes up to 8 rounds instead of 10 or 12. Again, I think that's an advantage for the older fighter. My money would be on Tyson. If it gets to round 5 or 6 of 8, then check out the betting odds. I'd probably go Jake Paul. I don't think Mike will have, for very long anyway, a ton of mobility. I think he'll move pretty well in the first couple rounds. And again, Tyson at his best, at his prime, had a jab. Many of Tyson's later fights, he was a cleanup hitter. He was just swinging for the fence. And that could be effective enough. Jake Paul, I think if I was Jake Paul, I would be more nervous than if I was Mike Tyson facing Jake Paul. So I think Jake Paul is going to be pretty reluctant, is going to kind of stay away for a round or two. Mike will be the aggressor. What you hope is Mike doesn't punch himself out early being the aggressor. If I was Jake Paul, my feeling would be I'm the younger athlete. I'm going to push this thing to 5 or 6 rounds and move around. But I also think Jake Paul is going to have some anxiety early. Now, Jake Paul may look at it and think, well, that's what Tyson thinks. I'm going to go right after him. I'm going to go right after Tyson, stun him, get him back on his heels, work him up, piss him off, get Mike to be a little untethered. That's possible. Longer it goes, I think everybody would take the younger kid. But, Jake's only 27 years old. So you're in your athletic prime from about 26, maybe about 25 to 31, 32. So, Jake's in tremendous shape. And I've always taken his boxing career, he's 10-1, seriously. I watched him fight Tommy Fury, Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley, Nate Robinson was the big knockout. His only loss was a split decision to Tommy Fury, who's not a great fighter. He's a fighter. So my guess is Tyson. I stylistically, I just want to see what Mike has in the tank. I don't know. Listen, he still can bring a huge left hook. There's no question. And I've seen some of the video with sparring partners. I wouldn't want to be Mike's sparring partner. So I'm going to take Tyson in round 4. I can't wait to watch it. I really can't. Netflix, Friday. Check it out.